Welcome back. Well, let's focus on a couple of stocks. And Dipan Mehta, Director, Elixir Equities, joins us to help us out with some fundamental analysis. Hi, Dipan. Good morning. Good to see you in. Well, I wanted your view on two numbers. I'm not asking about metals because you're not very positive on that space, or cement as well. So let's talk about a couple of other companies that you could be tracking. Godrej Consumer, the numbers are more or less mixed out there. Well, Radhiko Khaitan, well, those numbers look very, very good. It's a Thursday morning, but let's discuss the numbers.
Yeah, Nigel, good morning and thank you for having me on your show. I think that Radhiko Khaitan clearly, I think, has been a fantastic multi-bagger, great value creator. But the numbers, in our opinion, are a bit subdued compared to its past growth rates. The brands continue to deliver good performance, but look at the valuation. It's a stock one can buy when there's a 15-20% type of a correction or a market shakeout. Because at the end of the day, it's a good, I would say, consumer play. Because consumption of alcohol is going to keep on going up in this country given the demographics. And more importantly, I think companies like Radhiko, Som Distilleries, Tilak Nagar tell us that the best way to play the alcobev investment theme is through the smaller Indian companies rather than the larger ones like United Spirits and United Breweries. So I think that's the call on Radhiko Khaitan. Godrej Consumer, see, it's very different type of a FMCG company because a lot of revenues come from abroad. And a lot of moving parts over there, whether it's Indonesia or Africa or rest of the world. And sometimes some geography does well, something else does badly. And end of the day, we see stagnant performance except for a few quarters here or there. And valuations are pretty much rich. So I don't think it's a growth stock anymore. So it may provide a kind of a capital protection in turmoil. But end of the day, I don't think that it's going to deliver exceptional returns over the next 3 to 5 years or so.
Okay, well, those are a couple of stocks, but that's on Godrej Consumers and Radhiko Khaitan. I wanted your thoughts on two more stocks. One is BSE, very strong revenue growth of 25% quarter on quarter, margins coming in at a record high. And the other one is ITD Cementation. Over there as well, revenue growth was very strong, 30%. Margins have improved and management is targeting a 20% revenue growth going forward. Any thoughts on either of these names?
Good morning, Sonia. First, a disclosure, we are invested in ITC Cementation, and the real play over here is who's going to be the new owner. And I thought numbers were pretty much in line given the past order book position. And there is some concern about the new order inflow, which has been quite tepid. Typically, when I look at such engineering construction companies, I compare the order inflow to the revenue. And I would like the order inflow to be higher than the revenue, which is not the case in ITD Cementation. So that's a bit of a pass. And the other company that you were asking about was, I'm sorry, I didn't get the name. BSE Limited, yeah. BSE Limited, I think, exceptional set of numbers, far, far better than what we were expecting. This is all the magic of all the options trading taking place on the BSE exchange. But, regulatory action has come through, and how that will impact BSE trading volume, one wants to see that. This is really all-time high kind of numbers, and very difficult to sustain also going forward. So I would just like to be a bit cautious on BSE, considering that options volumes of these levels are not sustainable, given that regulatory action is catching up over there.
So Dipan, thanks for staying in. Just a quick word, Dipan, on, we had, I think, Cummins, which saw a very large move, 7-8% move. Numbers were nothing great to write home about. But I think what happened is that the parent said that they're seeing some slowdown. The India management on the call said, well, they're not seeing any slowdown. But the numbers are nothing great to write home about. I'm seeing some downgrades from Jefferies, etc. this morning. Any thoughts on this one?
Well, I think it's fairly priced. And the problem is in the export market because a large chunk of the revenues come from exports. And those really have been declining year on year. So that's the problem over there. But I think, it's fairly priced. And if you're an investor, I would remain invested. But the fresh investments, I don't think justify given the risk return profile.